Welcome to part 2 of Webcasting with Ustream TV. To reach out and do follow-up programs for people who get realization. In part 1, we saw an overview of the Ustream technology, how it can be used, what you need to do to plan a successful Ustream webcast. And the agenda for this webcast is a hands-on demonstration of Ustream and running a webcast and some hints. So Ustream, you go to ustream.tv, create a free account for yourself, log in. Let's see. So once you have an account, you can log in, or you can even log in with your Facebook or Google ID or Yahoo. Tons of choices. Once you are logged in, what you need to do is create a show, because under your account there will be multiple shows. So in case you want to keep a webcast for following up with the tour people, or one webcast for established US to meditate, to have deeper meditations with Shamaji talk. So you can have different shows and they can be embedded in different pages. I have a bunch of shows here that I have created, and this is the one we used for we use for the Monday night yogi meditation. This is the one that I use for our local seekers. We do online public programs sometimes. There's one for doing Navratri pujas, one for testing purposes, and so on. So let me pick one for testing purposes. So when you create a show, there are a couple of things that you should customize. There are a lot of options, but I will only touch upon the real practical ones. Let's see. Off-air clips. Now in Ustream.tv, when you're webcasting, you have the option of recording your webcast automatically. And here you have the option that when there is no webcast going on, do you want your older webcast to play back? Do you want to go rotate through a slideshow of images, and so on? So this is where you set that up. These are the options for chatting through the Ustream chat functions, which I don't recommend. Let's see if there are any important functions. So usually I don't like to display Ustream's own chat. Here's something very, very important. So if you're doing a webcast that you feel is only for private people, or if you want to keep a webcast password protected so that you can give out the password. Say you're doing a program in San Diego and you say, here's the link to our webcast tonight and here's the password. So that might look a little more fancier, that this is an exclusive thing that we are going to experience tonight after getting realization in the daytime, and they might look forward to it. So I'll leave it up to you whether you want your follow-up program to require a password or not. Usually I don't recommend having a password because it's just a hassle. There are some other advanced things that I'm not going into details, like you can have two people in two different places co-hosting a show, and this is an advanced feature which I have tried to use. It's very confusing. I always like to display the viewer count. It's very encouraging to know that there are 50 people or 500 people online. So when the streaming is on, you can have the display come up. You want to keep this 4:3 because usual webcams are 4:3 ratio, not widescreen. And so on. These are a few boring details. We'll come to the interesting part. and the rest of these things are boring. So anyways, now assuming that you have created your show, hit create, you can hit broadcast now, and this is the broadcasting center for your show. Ustream uses flash technology for the broadcast, so it's going to ask you whether you're on a Mac or PC, that can this thing use your mic and camera? Say yes. Now, as I mentioned before, you can see that a portion of my computer screen is ready to be webcasted. Now, how does that happen? Now, there's a program for Macintosh, it's called Cam Twist, and it lets you select a portion of your screen or your entire screen, and that becomes a camera source just like your webcam. So here you'll see that it lets you select your built-in webcam if you have one. If you have a regular camcorder connected using a FireWire cable, so you can select that option, or Cam Twist, which also acts as a camera source. So I just switched from the webcam in my computer to this virtual camera called the Cam Twist, which takes a part of your screen. So what you would do is, if you wanted to webcast a DVD or a slideshow, you would create a small window here, wherever whatever portion you have selected for webcast using Cam Twist software. Again, Cam Twist, the use of Cam Twist is something that is beyond the scope of this video, but I know that you are naturally inclined to broadcast visuals because visuals are very engaging and you might need some visual aids sometimes. So you want to sometimes create a slideshow and have it accompany. But if you are not so much into video right now, don't worry about this. Just uncheck the video broadcast, and this way you'll just have an audio only broadcast. Now the next thing, just like video, we have to select what is our video. We also have to select what is our audio, because a lot of times there are a bunch of possible audio inputs, and as I said, the best one could be sometimes the built-in microphone. And now you can see that this bar is green, orange, and all the way into the reds, which means that some audio is coming. Now if you don't have a second computer or a second person helping you, before you start the webcast, a good way to see if the quality of the audio is good or bad is to do a little recording by pressing the record button. Don't start the broadcast yet, just hit record, and you'll see that the sound is in the reds. This is the most important part of the video, of this demonstration, in my opinion. Now if you set this too low and the audio stays really low in the greens, it is not loud enough. So you need to get it to a level where when you're speaking naturally, the audio goes at least into the oranges or the reds. So for my voice, I think almost maximum works best. And when you are having your voice naturally coming to the reds, it means you're in a comfortable position. Now this only tells you about the strength of your signal, not the quality. The quality of your signal will be told to you by this little test recording you're doing.